Shartimus, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking back hits, Shartimus, subscribe, maybe that's too close. Okay, so here's hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another McFarlane Toys action figure review on the Netflix original series Stranger Things 7-inch scale 11 figure. I did pick this up at my local Target store. If you can't find yours at retail, you can get it at big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below. I love this old school blister card packaging. Looks very cool. Kind of funny it says 12 and up right over there. You know, wouldn't it be nice if it said 11 and up? But what happens in that 1 year, man? Anyway, on the very back, you can see some product shots of 11 and Chief Hopper. And then coming in 18, we'll have Dustin, Lucas, Mike, Will, and the deluxe Demogorgon. And then there's nothing going on the side or the bottom over here, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's 11 out of the packaging. And I like this figure. This figure is not crazy awesome. There's some things that I don't like about it, but I actually got to say I am pleased with this piece. I'm able to get her into the poses that I want to get her in, and I think the paint apps and sculpt look fantastic. She does come with quite a bit of accessories, which is pretty neat, and my teeth just whistled on me. That's kind of weird. But anyway, let's get a closer look at those accessories, and then we'll get a closer look at 11. So while I was able to get her standing on her own on that rotating base, it actually was pretty difficult to do. Thus, McFarlane Toys includes this clear stand, and I like that. You know, we get the Stranger Things text right there, you get the one peg, and she has one peg on the right foot. So 11 comes with two sets of interchangeable hands. We get the force push hand on the right side, as you saw earlier. You get her walkie-talkie grabbing hand, she has a fist hand, and then she has an ego grabbing hand. Then we get the ego right over here, which is actually painted pretty well. I like seeing that paint detail right there. Nice sculpt on the ego and everything. So can't complain about this at all. I like how the walkie-talkie came out too. You can see all the sculpted lines right there for the speaker and the buttons over here and the antenna and everything. Pretty nice. And you get the strap on the back and that peg hole right there for the hand. So this hand does come with a peg that goes into it. And to demonstrate, you can see it just goes in and like so. So comparing this face sculpt to some images I found of 11. I can't remember the actress's name, but she did a great job. But I think McFarlane Toys did a great job on this face sculpt. I honestly think they captured the likeness of her and everything. A little gripe though is that you could see some gray in the blood. That looks a little bit strange to me, but I like how the mouth came out right there. Very realistic looking. They almost have this photorealistic technology thing going too. It looks pretty dead on to me, man. I'm impressed by it. I like the flesh tone over here. As they darken things, you can see, you know, there's just like a little bit of color variation on the cheeks. So I like that attention to detail. Ooh, she's got a little orange moco, which is kind of gross. She probably has infection. And then looking on the side of her head, it looks pretty good aside from the scuffage, which I think happened from the wig, which I'll show off in a second. You can see the hairline doesn't really match up with the paint. A little bit right there, but her hair looks pretty good for the most part, aside from the scuffage from having her put on the wig. And then the wig right over here, it's painted pretty well, you know. I just don't like the damage it does to the actual head sculpt. So you can just put it on there, and then, you know, I mean, it looked really goofy looking in the show. So I'm not, you know, I have no problem with the way this actually looks. This is, you know, this is fine with me, but I'm not going to have her displayed like this. But I like seeing the paint detail in the hair, and I think it's sculpted very well. I like this. And a little bit of a seamage right over there, but not the worst thing. And then looking at her attire, she has some nice dirt on her jacket, which I dig. I'm happy to see that. I like how the zipper came out right over here too. Nice wrinkles sculpted in there. You know, pretty stiff material though. It's not as pliable as I'd like it to be. You can see some of the pins right there. And then looking at her dress, looks pretty good. Nice and dirty as it should be. Nice little details right there. Looking pretty good. And then the legs, the flesh tone looks nice. I don't like these ratchets or how exposed these ratchets are. I like having articulation, but I mean, that looks kind of, I don't know. It's not my favorite type of knee joint to see, you know. Very riveted, but you know, it does work. It's a joint and rotates. I'll get into that articulation more in a second, but we see her classic socks right over there, and then, yep, this comes out. I did see one on the peg that had the foot removed, so, but that goes back on there okay. I love the dirty shoes. I think those look great. I think those are awesome. And again, we get that one peg hole right there. Now, as far as the articulation goes, I like it and I don't like it. As I mentioned, I can get her in the poses that I want to get her in, but there's some things that are a little frustrating. Anyway, you can make her head look up just a little bit, and she will look down a little bit as well. You get side-to-side motion right there, and you do get head pivot, so it's on a ball joint. The shoulder right there moves outward on the left side, on the right side just a little bit less, and you can move them down, and you can rotate full 360, and then I'm just checking for scuffage right over there. I did get a tiny little scuff from doing that, so you may want to avoid doing the full 360. You get a single jointed elbow. Wish it was a double jointed elbow. You get rotation over there, and then you get a ball joint on the wrist, and it can move up and down, side to side, any direction. It's like that with all the wrists. There is no torso articulation, so she can't move her legs side to side at all. I was checking to see if if I grabbed both legs at the same time and tried to turn it, but nope, that doesn't work. And she has no thigh rotation either. I've been trying to turn the thighs, so I'm like, that's a bit frustrating. But she has knee rotation, and she has a single joint right at the knee that doesn't quite meet the 90-degree mark. And then she has these double jointed ankles, which I love. I love the ankle pivot, and they gave us really good ankle pivot with this figure. I mean, look at that. That looks pretty good to me, right? Not too bad, not too bad. That one goes even further in. You have two joints over here, which kind of work like a Hot Toys ankle pivot. You know, you get the ball joint up there and ball joint right there. You could rotate them side to side as well, and it will move down a little bit and up. And measuring out 11, you could see that she's standing just a little under 6.5 inches tall. I wanted to use this, but this thing's actually really hard to work with. And then comparing 11 to another younger character from the Color Tops toy line, we have Carl Grimes from The Walking Dead. And you can see this character, or this figure anyway, you need to make sure that it's on the base, because the feet, you know, kind of just don't really let him stand on his own, and he doesn't really have any leg articulation, or not as much as 11 anyway. But comparing the size of them, I guess Carl should be a little bit taller than this. And then comparing 11 next to another Color Tops female figure, we have Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan. Yeah, no, these do not scale well together at all, but hey, nice Mikasa. Then comparing 11 to your average 6-inch scale figure, here she is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. And then here's 11 on her base, which actually works out a little better for me compared to the previous bases that we'd gotten from McFarlane Toys. I thought those just stood a little bit too high. I don't know, just made it a little bit more difficult to deal with. I do like this smaller base, and I do like this figure. You know, it's kind of fun to have her pose with the Eggo Waffle, but I do like having her just doing her force push. I think it's a really cool character. I really liked the series a lot. There's not a whole ton of poses I could really get the figure into, so I do wish that she had more articulation, but the articulation that we do have on the figure, again, allows me to do the things that I wanted to do with the figure, like, you know, poses like this one right over here. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of this figure, let me know what you think of the review. If you want to see more ShartimusPrime videos, hit that subscribe button, as well as hitting the notification bell to ensure that my videos pop up in your feed. I give a big thanks to all these incredible people over here for supporting this YouTube channel. Your guys' support is very much appreciated. If you're interested in the ShartimusPrime perks and you want to support and you're able to, go ahead and check the link in the description below for that, as well as checking out the photo gallery over at toynewseye.com and ShartimusPrime.net. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,